Hello dear, this is Engineer Suraj saying let timing start. It's still connecting. Sometimes waste of time always sees so I'm very good. Sorry, I wasted my time. It's working now, dear friends. Now I would like to repeat my drawing in a way that you people understand. It's very important one because last time I showed to you this drawing and again I am showing you this. There's a reason behind that. I'm going to talk about quality everywhere. I'm going to talk about power of engineering on earth. I'm going to talk about power of engineering in universe. You can say universe means earth is included within that, but earth is just very small part of universe. I'm going to talk to you about power of soul, which is an integral part of everyone. This is a plan, and today is 3rd August 2025, 12:45 p.m. and it is Sunday. Life is really good for everybody, and I explained to you before, quality is extremely significant for everyone. If you do not do quality, you do something wrong. That is also true. Natural quality, but whatever we have in nature, that is all qualitative. Human can be qualitative or human can be defer, both are there. If suppose you don't want to use your mind, people shall call you, you are not using mind, so you can say okay dummy, or you can say it's what you can say dummy, or inefficient in using mind. You can say inefficient in using mind. But everybody is different, and you cannot measure everyone in your scale. There is something specific with everybody all over the world, and even in non-human creatures you will find varying standards, varying characters. Even in dogs, horses, camels, or whatever else is there, you will find varying nature, varying performance level, but design of human is same. There can be difference in stature or height, there can be difference in weight. Biologically I'm talking, but as far as performance software is concerned, which is to be performed by human, that is very powerful. Just like we talk in engineering on earth, everything has got certain system, certain discipline, certain branch for development purpose. We develop that one, and that is really wonderful that we have to analyze that. You cannot live without engineering. Now formal engineering is there. There was a time when this was not formal, but people knew engineering. Even birds know engineering. This means universe engineers everything. This point we have to make it clear. As universe is not free. In fact, you can say universe is supreme engineer. Our supreme is engineer, our supreme is doctor, our supreme is professor, or you can say there is no designation on earth which supreme, or people call universe, or somebody may call by whatever name, God has got capacity of. We do not know physically how does it work, but mentally we can know. We can know using super mind, not just our mind. Our mind is just limited when we work in profession, when we work in job, when we work in occupation. That is used very, very limited, but I am not talking of structural mind. I am talking of mind vistas. Mind is not small. If you think that a software, I am not talking your brain, I am talking about your brain. Brain is structure of mind. It is not everything. It's like hard disk in your computer. Hard disk is operated by operating system, which you call language or performance software. You may call it software or by whatever way you can say, but structural mind is hardware. Structural mind is limited. Generally you see it is not very big in size, but its effects are extremely large. For example, you can consider your eye. Eye size is very small. If you see eye lens size, if you see eyeball size, it is very, very small. I'm not doctor, but it's no question of doctor. It's question of you can measure it. It's very easy. But don't forget what is impact of eyes. Practically you must have noted there is no need going to book. don't go to book for understanding this, because you can see sun using your eye, you can see moon, you can see stars and blue skies. This means your eye can transmit these radiations to your mind to identify what is that, Suraj, sun, moon, stars, planets, or whatever is there. Eye doesn't see on its own, it informs mind to see what it is. This means this very small part of eyes, which is I think not more than 5 mm diameter according to one doctor. I usually talk to Dr. Kuldeep, eye specialist, and I usually discuss with him about what I'm doing, and I said I calculated in my oracle that this is about 10 mm. No, it's 5 mm. 5 mm is is acceptable. So I calculated if your 5 mm eye ball, or behind that retina, and also between retina and your eyeball there is a lens. If that lens is so small, and that lens can get you information from stars, from sun, which indicates clearly what power universe has provided within, or it has been equipped with that much power. You can view star from here, and nobody in fact evidently knows what is distance of star from earth. We know approximately, according to scientific records, that sun is located at about 15 crore kilometer or 150 million kilometer from earth. This is acceptable. If we can see sun, we can see solar system, which is about 9 billion kilometer in diameter. You know that solar system, which contains all planets within solar system, and this diameter of solar system is about 9 billion. Jupiter is located about 76 crore kilometer from here. I am talking about power of eye, which can go to stars. This means this power is so vast, which our computer cannot give. No telescope can give. Your power is so small. Our computer hardware and software, if you see what unit hardware is designed and what unit software is designed, you can say micron it is, and micron means if you divide 10 to power, if you use 10 to power minus 6 mathematically, or you can say if you divide 1 by 10 to power 6 or 1 over 1 million, that can be called micron. Our computer hard disk and our system, it works on micron level. I am not talking about that, because if you keep micron level and calculate out, work out diameter of your mental working capacity, because mind doesn't work in a structure. A structure is just structure, is bones and neurons and all that. Mind works in its supports or its projections, and that projection is oracle. Some people may call it aura, some may call whatever, doesn't matter. It is something which is invisible by physical eyes, but that is acceptable, that is seen when you work in much more different world. Softer, you can go like this. Not hard, very soft, very soft, much powerful than our software. I just worked out that one, and I reached to a figure which is 10 to power 55 or 1 over 10 to power 55. You see, in software world or in chips world, and in projection world is 10 to power 55, which can take you to stars, which means kilometer wise 10 to power 23 kilometer. If you place 1 and place 23 zeros, kilometer it is, that is distance between our eyes and star, first level of star. So you can say first level of sky. Same way at 10 to power 27 you can cross solar system, and also 1 minute please. Sorry, gentlemen, something just come and I was talking about power. I'm not talking about something which you do not know. I'm just trying to get you equipped with information, update information. It's very, very easy. You can calculate out considering softwares and diamond geometry into sphere. If we consider that, we shall find this out. I'm in engineering world, physical engineering world, not in soul engineering world. Now I'm talking about physical engineering and soul engineering both combined together. Maybe people don't accept this, but engineering is engineering. Can be regulated, degrees can be regulated, diplomas can be regulated, and your society can be regulated by human, but work of mind cannot be regulated even by that power, because that power gives freedom to everybody. Use it. That power never stops you. That power has given structure and everything you have to use, and that's the important part. It's very, very brief. खुला ही रख दूँ है It's not good for me. No problem. Let's continue. No problem at all. I am talking about civil engineering, electrical and various positions of estimation, designs and site work and this and that. So coordination is more important for me, because coordination is something which everybody cannot understand. There may be experienced people, there may be not experienced people. Coordination is very, very complicated and hard working. It has no control on times, and time cannot control it. It is something, miraculous, you can say, miraculous. Coordination has been forgotten by people. In fact, it has been ignored, I would say ignored by people, not forgotten, because our digital world does not understand coordination. They can understand automatism, they can understand artificial intelligence, but they do not know what does coordination mean until they come into requirement, when they have requirement. Coordination has, people sometimes say, oh, liaison is coordination. I don't accept this. Liaison is different. Coordination means I'm talking about work coordination. Whatever you work, where you work in engineering or otherwise, that work is to be performed. What is this here? I think it's coming now. Sorry, gentlemen, forgive me for this lapse. I think a couple of minutes are gone. No problem. Life is like that. Specifically. All right. Sorry, my dear. I was talking about civil engineering, electrical and mechanical engineering. Of course, architecture, which is not engineering, in fact, it's artwork, but civil engineering is a part of architecture. Architecture is a part of civil engineering. So mutually, they are acceptable. Without civil engineering, architect cannot be successful. Without architecture, engineer cannot be successful as far as building is concerned. Both are same. In fact, there is a difference of only 3 subjects, nothing more than that. All are same subjects. In electrical and mechanical, electrical cannot move without mechanical, and mechanical cannot move without electrical. In fact, I understand building as a machine also. You cannot simply building. Building is also a machine, because there is a mechanism on that. People may not know with this, but it is structural mechanism which the building is. It may be building, it may be flyover, it may be bridge, it may be metro, it may be whatever it is. Framing is there. Framing exists everywhere. Framing means a unit of structure. That is framing, which constitutes complete system, and forces are divided into that. Means you cannot say, oh, this is my design, this is only X. No, you can do any number of designs, but system should work. I've seen buildings where only just small columns are raised. Here in Faridabad, also in Delhi, very, very small columns, and then start brick walls, and they may have, that's not frame. Framing is different, just like human frame is there. You can call it anatomy. Anatomy, you can say, I'm having anatomy of building, anatomy of body. If this is a bone fracture, one fracture is a complete body is disturbed. Same thing happens in the structure. See, even in one steel rod is wrong, steel bar is wrong, or you can say one member is wrong. This you can say out of line. There are 2 axes in a building, 3 axes, and out of line is your load, which it gives the overturning of a building to some extent. It's called eccentricity, or a load should be axial according to theory, but eccentricity always exists. So structural design exists everywhere. Even you consider machine, it's also designed. Electrical system is designed. Design means something should be in a way that it should perform. You cannot say it's not performing. If it's not performing, means this is not a good design. If it doesn't perform to requirement, doesn't meet requirement, requirement is a must. Whatever you have to do, requirement is a must. Suppose I have to say, okay, I have to give you a building which is so many square meter covered area, and it has to resist wind forces, it has to resist all static loads, it has to resist movements and shear force and deflection, and you can say seismic action and fire and whatever else, thermo energy. It should be designed accordingly, and not only designed but also it should be constructed accordingly. And if it's not constructed accordingly, there's a deficiency in your work. And this deficiency comes because you are deficient in knowledge. You have no patience, just want to run because of so many reasons. Oh, I have to complete this building on this date, and that date may not be correctly calculated out, and that's why it happens. This means it's not only work that is on site as quality or production. No, it is even design should be qualitative, and before design scheme should be qualitative. Quality does not mean control everywhere. This means it should work satisfactorily according to what requirement is. And requirement is what? What do you expect from this material of building a human being? Suppose I'm an engineer, I come out of the university, and say I'm an engineer, I'm graduate, I'm BE, I'm MTech, I'm this and that. Okay, you are fine. But what is your capability? It is theoretical learning only. It's only theoretical capacity you have. You may be a doctor, you may be a nurse, you may be a professor, you may be whatsoever. Until you are very experienced in the field, you can't be a professor according to my understanding. You may be PhD, you may be postdoctoral, but if you do not know what work is in field, then you are only a teacher, nothing else. You are not a professor. You must know how work is done. It's not simply theoretical, you can say it's done this way, no. It has to be worked on site, it has to be experienced on site, only then you can say it is. And it applies to doctor also. If you just say, no, I'm a doctor, I'm sitting in a clinic, no, you should have experience of that. Simply certification is not adequate as far as quality is concerned. No certificate guarantee throughout world that you are quality person. It is educational certification only, nothing else. It is just academical success. It's not work success. Yes, in medical field you can say hospitals are available, doctors can access to their clients, or you can say customers, or you can say patients. So they have got opportunity to have experience, practical experience. It is good. But at least project comes to doctor. But in construction industry or in engineering, it is reverse. Even in mechanical, you can say factory is there and people go to factory, they design, they manufacture. To some extent, you can say they have better opportunity to learn. Electrical, mechanical, IT. So ITs are not actually that type of engineer which we think. They are practitioners of science. They are not in fact risk movers or risk takers. Civil, electrical, mechanical are people who always encounter risks of work, because suppose machine is badly designed and badly equipped with incompatibility with electrical supplies, and also it doesn't perform to that level it was designed for. This means this becomes second grade machine. Same thing applies everywhere. There can be short circuit, there can be bad connections in wiring, there can be bad distribution of loads. Maybe everybody doesn't know that one, but we have to be serious about that. Design is very important part in engineering world, in all branches of engineering, and particularly in electrical, mechanical and civil. And even in architecture you cannot take risk one, because civil engineer is there to cover that risk. That's another support to architecture. Decoration is not enough, because if structure doesn't do well, there is no meaning of plaster, there is no meaning of brickwork or blockwork, and there is no meaning of decoration. Because if building collapses, everything collapses. So structure is very important part of building or whatever component you have in your city or whatever development it is, even your water line, sewer line and all those are impacted upon if suppose structure does not work properly, it deflects or settles. And on top of that we have to think about foundations, because foundation is very complicated always. It depends, it interrelates to soil, availability to soil, which everybody is not clear about. Soil, there are so many types of soils, and we have to see that soil strength, soil capacity should be compatible with what stresses buildings, foundations will transfer to soil. And if it takes that successfully, it's fine. But there are so many considerations, not one, not two. Complete knowledge must be required, but in smaller buildings, nobody can afford that, and there are people who say, I know everything about this building, I know soil. He doesn't know anything about soil, but say, I know soil. We have constructed 50 buildings, 40 buildings, this is even masons and work mistries and all those would say that. But just physically working does not mean you are an engineer. If you understand for physically, I construct 10 buildings, 11th or 12th one, I'll do the same thing I'll do. In that I can say that is completely misunderstanding, misconcept, and owners should be careful about that. Every foundation is not same according to design. It depends on what stresses are coming on foundations and what response soil or foundation strata gives to that foundation. So that's what I'm saying. Just typical repetition cannot be accepted. Structure can be, superstructure can be to some extent, but when it goes to foundation, it relates to soil. Superstructure relates to wind forces, it relates to seismic actions, it relates to temperature, it relates to humidity, it relates to fire, it relates to weather, or you can say so many other considerations can be there. That's why I say quality cannot just go to construction only. No, it has to link to all these requirements. It applies in construction world, civil world, because civil work is very, very considerable everywhere. It's most cost oriented. Budgets generally go to civil construction, of course, which includes mechanical and electrical, and nowadays IT. And without mechanical engineering consideration, without electrical engineering consideration, without plumbing engineering consideration, and of course these days IT, which is, you can say, another kind of world, building cannot be called quality done. You cannot say that. And quality cannot be simply related to one discipline. You cannot say that. You say, okay, I know civil engineering very well, I can do quality work in civil engineering. Okay, you can do quality work in civil engineering, but civil engineering is not independent of buildings and structures. There was a time, different time in Stone Age, stones were used, but now you have to provide mechanism, you have to provide electrification, you have to provide plumbing and water supply, and you can say storage of rainwater. You have to provide so many new requirements which require knowledge, which require experience. You require machines, you require electrification appliances, you require mechanical systems. All these are there, and every model is different, electrical requirements different. So this is called, in fact, technical connection, engineering connection, interdisciplinary connection. We can call this interdisciplinary coordination. It's not easy. It's not coordination which you consider coordination. Oh, if I calling so many people for a meeting, it's coordination. No, that's not coordination. That is different kind of coordination where your time has to meet on the place. See, you want to, we have a seminar, we have a meeting, this time is meeting, so you just send message to everybody, come and do. That is information only, communication only, that is liaison only. You cannot say communication is coordination, you cannot say information is coordination, you cannot say WhatsApp information is coordination. No, in engineering work or in other works, this does not successfully perform. We have to be a little practical as far as this is concerned. Let me see, is it going on well or no? Excuse me please, just a second please, just a second. Whether Facebook sometimes is down and we don't know it's down, it happens. So alright, now I am very serious about coordination, because if coordination is not complete professionally, you can never achieve quality degree of whatever work you do. Coordination is very important, and these days nobody knows, in fact those who are young, who are working, except those who are seniors, now retired, because in those days there was no devices, no electronic work, no device. We had to do practically everything in field or in office, and that coordination actually made one engineer an engineer, not just student engineer or degree engineer or just diploma engineer, but working engineer, real engineer. This was very much interesting because you would never do coordination successfully if you do not know knowledge, if you don't know anything about that. You do not have knowledge of requirement. Requirement is very vast, input, what actually you need, and from where does it come. That's also a point. It comes from where? You are an engineer, you are holding a project, you are doing that project. It may be in whatever sector, doesn't matter. It may be in government or in private, doesn't matter. Work is same. You can work according to your pleasure wherever, in whichever sector, but work is same, activity is same. You do RCC work here or wherever in world, activity is same, coordination is same, but every drawing is different, every mechanical electrical system is different, and that's where worry comes in. Why should I break my concrete due to my forgetting where electrical points would come, where plumbing would come? Means I have seen projects where you do something and after few weeks or few days you break it because there was some error. Error in construction is very expensive. Think about that. It's not only cost expensive, it is time expensive as well. We have 3 points that are very important in any project. We can say cost, time and quality. If these three are impacted upon adversely, if cost means if suppose you delay some project, you delay time, this means you have to engage more people, more resources because of quality lapse, and this means all will accumulate to additional cost or cost escalation. That point we should not forget. If you are an engineer, you should know all this. You cannot simply say I am a programming engineer, I am a quantity engineer. No, that is another part of work. But basics you should know. How much you have to do on that, it depends upon what is your experience, what is your knowledge, and what interest do you have in coordination. Coordination doesn't mean you can say I am a civil engineer only, I don't care about this. There is no coordination engineer. In fact, these are only appointed based on experience and based on work. You cannot find any detailed discussions on any books because no book is available as such. Coordination and quality are never written in books. I am talking about combined requirement. Coordination and quality requirements, you cannot find any subject as such because nobody knows if one doesn't work. You cannot say I take these 4 books and combine to the 5th one and I say it's my authorship. No, you cannot say that. You can say those subjects which are syllabus, you can find books of them, but this is work syllabus, this is professional syllabus. Therefore, everybody has different project and every project has different type of coordination. Quality of material may be similar, quality of resources may be similar, but as far as coordination is concerned, it depends on what project is. On major projects, it's very, very important word, quality and coordination, because so much complications appear in designs and drawings. Every design is revised many times in many cases. If you take complicated buildings or even ordinary buildings or utilities plants or whatever you say, where technicalities work all time. Every level, every location on drawings are very much technical, and you cannot simply close your eyes and minds, okay, let it go on as these are going and we will see. Once you do a work, you cannot say we will see. This is not temporary work. This is permanent work for certain purpose. Your activity is a part of project, and it is very risky if you do it wrong, because wherever link goes to other activity or other parts or component, that will also be impacted upon because you did wrong work. Building is, everybody knows buildings, column this floor, column next floor, column next floor, and you have seen even columns are not in the same line, vertically and horizontally. These are not the same line. You can see steel. They are using rusted steels. Why should we accept rusted steels? I don't understand. However, I'm not going to details because this is just the talk of superficial nature where I want to just share my ideas, my views with those who do not know what does quality and coordination mean. Quality and coordination is, you can say, backbone, or you cannot even say backbone, it's much more than that. It is a structural requirement of mind work. If you just keep in your mind, I'm a civil engineer, don't talk to me about mechanical, electrical or something else or anything else, then you can never be successful civil engineer. And same thing applies to electromechanical and others. They can never be successful. Reason being, they will make mistakes all time, and then mistakes will be rectified. Time is wasted, money is wasted, and everything is wasted. Are we there to waste all this? Even if you are a young engineer, you have to keep in mind. If you are a student, you have to keep in mind. Means it is modern world, modern you may say, but it is a complicated world where various materials are required in buildings as well as in mechanism, and also machines and electrician, all other inputs, which furnishing also you can say. So we have to be very serious about this case. Mind should be qualitative in this case. If your mind is not qualitative, your work cannot be qualitative, your thinking cannot be qualitative. You do not know what information is required, then you have to ask other people what information I need. Then you are not a complete engineer, you are just a learner, and you cannot be given title engineer. You may be junior, you may be associate or whatever else where direction is given, but once you are engineer, you do not expect direction for everything. You may know policies, you may know what is required, but as far as details are concerned, you have to do it yourself because you are designated engineer, which means technically you have to decide yourself. Commercially may not be, because there may be quantity engineers, other engineers, or there may be chief engineers or directors who are responsible for finances, but as far as technical work is concerned, it is you who is concerned. You cannot simply say material is good, I have taken qualitative material, I have taken quality. No, it is whole system. It is whole system of all disciplines that should be qualitative. And if you cannot do that, sorry gentlemen, you are not quality person. Because you do not know coordination. You can take example of our body. How many parts are there in body? Are they assembled? No, they are not assembled. But every machine is assembled. Every building structure is assembled either in office or in site. Office, I mean to say factory, maybe pre-stress or precast, or on site, which is cast in situ. One by one we construct. So indirectly you can say it's not a screw assembly or it is nut bolt assembly, but it's assembly of working, level working, parts by parts working. It depends. But our body, is different. Can you ever think about? You think body is constructed like building or is constructed like machine? Never, never, never. That is beauty of God's designs. That is beauty of God work. God works that way. God is master, doctor, professor, what you can say. This is universe or God, supreme, knows everything. But technique is different, considers planning is different, view is different. Our body comes one piece, it goes one piece, it works one piece. If there's ailment, it remains one piece. You cannot say, I take out all parts, check them and assemble them again. Can you ever say? No, never. That is beauty of that design. When I used to work survey in our engineering, there was a principle in surveying. Either you have to work whole to part or you have to work part to whole. It depends. Do you know what I mean? We work in engineering, you can say generally in all engineering, from parts to whole. You can take car manufacturer, bus manufacturer, train manufacturer, flights, air carrier manufacturers, or other manufacturing units. They all design spare parts or other parts or parts of machine separately, then they call them, collect them and assemble them. Every part is designed differently so that it should be compatible while working with other parts, and electrical system applies accordingly, that your system or machine should be compatible with supply voltage and supply ampere and whatever is required. So this is a complete reverse system. We cannot hold the part. It's not possible because there is no material as such on earth. So you take this material and this automatically come up. No, there's nothing as such. You have to collect all material, you must know quantity of those material, you know nature of those material, what specification it should be, and what we actually need means whole is there. So this is actually parts to whole, human works or earth works. Now on earth we work like that, but nature does not work as such. Whole to parts works, and very nature, you can say solar system, you can say skies, you can say all system, universes. There is no separate system whole to part. You can say you just you saw, you can say seed into earth and soil. This comes as trees, a plant. You cannot say, oh, this is I do this part. No, it happens. It's whole to part. Means that seed has got everything in that, which breaks up into, which distributes itself into the varying parts. And this is support of soil, support of water, support of sun, support of what is required. So we have to know, means quality I'm talking is very low profile, but we even don't maintain that. But quality I'm talking is not based on whole to parts, based on parts to whole. Because we do not do whole to parts. It's not possible. This means we must have certain understanding of sense. How can we sense it? It is not possible to do comprehensively. We have to assemble everything on earth. Otherwise, it's very easy, just like they show, oh, it is like this and building is erected. No, that is also done. Erected or not erected, I cannot say that with guarantee, but it's my imagination only I'm talking about. I'm talking about a way in which you should understand, being an engineer. I can't say medical science has that relation, because medical science doesn't manufacture anything. But engineering world manufactures much more different. Even our materials are checked properly, raw material or material, other material or composite material, compounds, all those. We have to do accordingly. We say, oh, it's a quality procedure, whatever it is, doesn't matter, but quality is that. It has no limit. Coordination means it links to working procedures. How we have to do with compatibility, with requirement. Requirement means requirement is always given in specifications of work. And you know what is specification. You can say what specification it is. Means every activity, every material has certain specifications in the engineering world particularly. It's even in civil, in electrical, in mechanical, in all of the branches come to play, CCTV or SCADA and all that. Everything is indicated or specified in a way it should be. And we have to provide that one. So coordination, as far as technical or engineering coordination is concerned, it requires a lot of presence of mind, a lot of consideration. You must have grip on various subjects or other disciplines. I'm not saying expertise, I'm saying grip. Means at least we should know what drawing mandates, what documents or specifications mandates. We should know about that. And of course, when we go to engineering, we learn generally electromechanics. Everybody understands that. We all know, when I was civil engineering student, I had to study electrical, I had to study applied thermodynamics, mechanical, all this part of syllabus. And if you do not know that much, if I don't understand what's voltage, then people say, oh, you don't know voltage, you're electrical engineer or mechanical or you're civil engineer, you don't know that. I was very much surprised what time I was in job. There was one person, he was from IIT, MTech, I don't know his name because it's not good. He one day just asked me, Mister, you can tell me what is this gauge? The gauge was written somewhere. And he was doing tendering work, estimation work. Means gauge, he was civil engineer, MTech, from IT. You don't know what gauge mean. You tell me. A foreman, a carpenter, a steel fixer, a blacksmith, a welder, all these know about what gauge is. And if the engineer asks this question, what do you think? I'm not backbiting anybody. I'm just saying presence of mind. Means you just want certification and good clothes and sit in the office and computer say I'm an engineer. You are an engineer, but you should have knowledge. From where you get this? From field. Means you must have interconnection with people. Oh, I'm tech. I don't want to go to people. Let them come to me. Okay, fine. I don't know. I just copy paste my specifications. This is not engineering. No, I can't say this is engineering. However, I told him, means you are MTech from IIT, you are asking me this. Oh, IIT, that is only my trademark. I was surprised, however. You know what is gauge very easy. It's a 1 inch relation, 25 mm relation to that. How many pieces can be accommodated in that 25.4 mm? It's called gauge. It's not very complicated issue, very easy issue. So you know these elementary points sometimes cause problem. But whatever it may be, quality is a requirement, and quality does not mean material quality. First of all, a person who designs, he should have quality or she should have quality, and a person who is going to work on that as contractor, that person should have quality, and engineer is going to supervise that one, that person must have quality first. And if these people don't bother about quality, they say okay we'll do it and that's it, and they never bother and feel, you can never say work is done. Trust cannot be, you can't trust these days. Trust time is not there because everybody has self-interest. People are not very much professional. I have seen in all professions there are lapses. It comes because of political reasons or whatever reasons, I don't care, but quality is very much serious issue, and when quality is a requirement, it has to be done. This means coordination is super requirement, it should be done. And if coordination is super requirement, there should be information, which is also much more super than coordination. This means the sequence is made, and these are all relate to what is specification. What is specification and what specification says it is related to what is design and what is industrial practice. That point we have to be very serious about. So I was just talking about this coordination, which has very top link to quality. So when you plan something, it should be well done in a way that this should not find any much problem when you work on this properly in field. You should not find any you can say unknown problem, or you should be comfortable while working on that, and that is very important point. And this means it impacts on designs, not only work designs but also scheme designs, because scheme and work are having different stages. There may be first of all planning design or budgetary design, then it may be detailed design. Budget design means detailed in a way what we have to do. Feed, you can call it FEED, feed, front end engineering design, and after that working design, and then work in field. Once it is decided who shall do on that, this is just, you can say, every stage should be qualitative. We cannot simply say I did not study this in my university, because this is not course or can say program. Everything cannot be taught in industry, in engineering. Engineering is so wide field that your university is site or design office. If you work in site office or you work in design office, both are your universities, super universities, much more stronger than your school university or college university, because here you are going to spend money, material, workers, and also all other requirements you have to do there. And if you waste material or you waste working hours, means workers elements, you indirectly make losses. And if you make losses, this means you are not a competent person. Mistake done is not acceptable if it is done without knowing how it should be done. So best is method statement we should link ourselves to. There is no practice as such, but you should know in advance what, if this is work, how it should be done, which should define everything practically, so that at least our engineer who works on site or junior one, they know what is to be done. This is what I say, very brief on quality and coordination, and I was serious about this. But it's not simply that. That's why I was showing you quality is very significant in documents. And I'll go to documents now. I was showing you this drawing, which is you can say, yes, this drawing. You can see this drawing. In fact, this is not a miraculous drawing, very easy drawing it is, and it is very easy drawing in a way that we have to get idea of this. Where is it on? Yeah, this is that design. I last time showed to you this. This name is I kept India Town. Not mandatory they keep India Town. You can keep whatever name you want to keep. It's up to you, but accordingly it has been done, because I plan to carry out this job long back through someone, but that time finances could not be arranged by that promoter, and I tried this in 1993 or 2, I think. At that time I did not add anything to those, but only few. You can say that this is a big complex, big city, you may say, not metropolitan, not like international city, ordinary city it is, which has got about many integrated complexes. Well, you know what is integrated complex? Integrated planning. It is integrated planning means every area should be comprehensive. For example, I can show you like this. Say this is a area requirement, and in this there are buildings which look like, if you see from top, India is a beautiful nation. And also this another, many I put, many I didn't put. Other one is here, for example, this is the other one. It is in letter forms, in counting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. This is that one. And also here, if you see very significantly, for example, this is here. If you see, maybe you can say, I'm not sure, but I don't think you'll find a problem in this. It's Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu. SHIVA, BHRAMMA, VISHNU. Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu. In this shape, buildings are to be designed and constructed. There are so many other facilities with that. Every building must have a complex. I am calling this integrated planning because generally every requirement is meeting here. For example, buildings are there for apartments. Then there are, here you can see so easily, it is carport. Carport means multi-level car parking. According to requirement, I have put one carport here, and also others are there. For example, you can see here, this other carport. And these buildings are there, they are market, local market you can say. There's community hall or community center, overhead tank. Likewise, school is there, and also market is there, as I showed you, and police station and substation. These are there. So the people should not just go far distance for local purchases. And not only that, most important point in this is, I have given allowance in area, much allowance in area for purpose of natural cycle of environment. Green areas around, I'm sure 80% is green area on this plot, for example, and others are building one. Same way, no building is connected together. All are located away from each other, so that there should be no, if suppose there is a problem in this building, this problem should not strike with this building. Suppose there is earthquake impact, it should be independently done, and people must have access between every building around. This means air circulation is successful. It's for all buildings. Here is Jupiter, Mercury. Jupiter and Mercury. You may say it's also same. Mercury and Jupiter are there, and also here is Namaste, Salam, Sat Sri Akal. Letters are same facilities, same surroundings. And here is Mahavir, Swami. Whatever it came to my mind, I just tried to accommodate one. And here is Mahabharat. Then there is, of course, there is another design of Mahabharat. This is Ramayana Gita. And furthermore, you can say Guru Granth. Guru Granth. G-U-R-U-G-R-U-N-T-H. And here is 15 August in Hindi. 15th August, PONDRA, AUGUST, 15 August. And here is in Hindi, it is there Bharat Mata. Bharat Mata. And others I did not put because of time is shortage. And there is an area which is, let us say, shape of aeroplane. You can see that one. And here is Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. You know this is slogan. God is great. And here is Shiva Vishnu. Now here it is Jupiter, Mercury, and it is sun, sky, sun, moon, star. Sky, sun, moon, star. You know meaning of all these. And you may say here Om Namo. Typical arrangements are similar, components are similar, arrangement is different. Om Namo. Here is Bismillah. Bismillah. And here is Father Gandhi. Father Gandhi. And also here is Gautam Buddha. Others are, I have to put them just for information. I try to show you what I have done. And yes, Allahu Akbar is there. Allahu Akbar. Okay, is there now. There's another very important one here, which is there, for prayer. A place where generally prayer place is available for all. It's called Pray Garden. Bharat Mahan is fountain area, and there are 4 given here: cruciform, Allahu Akbar, Kamkal, and Om, etc. Here buildings are, all these are buildings in these shapes. Whatever you can say letters are written, these are buildings, not pray. This is not building. This is just on grass, pray garden. And also if you go into much more, here is one Chintapurni Devi. Chintapurni. And similarly here is one general hospital. I have not included here yet, but it's available in designs. And we have here, this is new one. I was just doing that one. This is swastik cruciform. Cruciform, and this is swastik. Others are left yet to be done, which we have to cut the time. I can say approximately 55 complexes are there in this, with one India town. India, a beautiful nation, and few more are there. Now I'll go to other file, which is also very, very interesting one, and this is quality for lectures. This file you know already. For me, quality is top priority. If this project remains successful, somebody starts to promote it, I would say this is most important project for me, because it is different type. Lot work is to be done in that. Cost is also, there are so many buildings in this, more than 1,000. And there is no way that we can say quality and coordination can be disregarded. We can never say that. There is no way that this can be disregarded. We cannot say anything like that. You cannot disregard anything as far as that is concerned. Here some notes are there in this. and some glimpses of few projects only here which I have done. There are many more, but means once you are ready, for example, I did a drawing here, for example, here it is. You will say this is a formwork drawing of a lift construction, and let us say I'm saying contemplations for checking errors, means the coordination activities which directly and indirectly link to quality requirements probably do not exist in practice. We have lost existence of quality on work's performance. That is my worry, my concern, that we are not serious. We have lost existence of quality on work's performance. Quality, as far as quality is concerned, I am very much serious. I wrote, you can say before, long back, some procedure, some book you can say on site works that was published in 1996. Of course, this did not go well because professionals are not good in reading books which are of practical use except which are mandatory, and that book did not work well, it's sure. But what can I do? I do not know. Let me show you at least. I'm not promoting anything, just for information. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just trying to see, because it is something, I'm not interested in promoting anything, but I don't think that you should mind that. Here is, I'm talking about one of these. Of course, this was written by me in 1992 when I came from Iraq. This is Iraq and Doha, Qatar. In 1906, I came back from Doha in 1989, and I tried to gather my experience, and its title was Civil Engineering Building Practice. You can see that one. You must have seen somewhere on net, though you just cover. This content is more than 500 pages, and many sketches are there. This is sketch I drew, and also there are so many sketches in that one. This did not do well. I don't mind that if it doesn't well, but that's not an issue here. Issue is what should be done if people don't care. That's point. I wrote in that how work is done, what is coordination, what is liaison, what are duties of those who work on sites, what are duties of those who don't work on site. Everything is included in those days. Of course, it's not like today. Here what I'm saying is, we have lost existence of quality on work's performance. This is very much, you can say, a challenge. I can say challenge. You must accept it as a challenge, because quality is there in name only, not in physical life. Mere talks and formulation of documentation cannot serve intended purpose to achieve quality criteria, but exclusively positive inclination of performance per quality demanded requirements. Requirements must be explicitly understood before related respective implementations. Coordination has been missing for long, which unpleasant and unacceptable state must be eliminated to achieve specified quality. A void exists in contents of professional education all over the world in relation to equip professional students with knowledge of quality and coordination. Personnel should know about what these terms mean. Let's say quality for sure means to produce products, goods according to defined designs and mandated specifications included within contractual or whatever applicable documents. Quality means to have working professional and every personnel must achieve necessary work related standards to involve consistently and competently. No concessions can be permitted to engage incompetent personnel on any works. No concessions. You know what is concession? If something is a requirement and you want to avoid that and is accepted, that's concession. Of course, it impacts price. Foregoing necessary standards must be defined based on academics, related syllabus and expected attainment in work within profession, without which engaged employed personnel cannot be designated competent. Quality must be included with all subdisciplines used, applicable on all projects and in life as well. Safety, health and environment, also known as safety health, SHE written, this is known as safety, health and environment, is not considered for sake of choice, but must be considered for sake of work's execution requirements. Must remember that machines are employed and work personnel are employed on all activities or events in the manufacturing world and also in construction world. Engineering domain is really powerful, for it requires combination of designs as well as dependence on working drawings and also on shop drawings. Review as well as production of project specifications to be adopted, included within contract, depends on about how engineering performs. Such specifications are added onto general specifications if such description exists. Construction domain is like prime vehicle on project. कहाँ? अच्छा, कहाँ गिरा? बारिश में गिर गया होगा, बारिश में गिर गया होगा. Construction domain is like prime vehicle on project, without which nothing can move, and also that sole objective of project always remains delivery of products. Along with construction work of planning, scheduling and cost control move to support construction reach its targets for successful completion of project. Planning is an integrated part of construction, without which works would never move fruitfully in required sequence. It has also been named project management, a document, though I do not agree with that script. All defined domains or subdepartments constitute all integral parts of project management, project organization. Quality domain being most powerful and supportive for manufacturing and for construction activities, must be absolutely quality oriented within itself. That's the quality domain being most powerful and supportive for manufacturing and for construction activities must be absolutely quality oriented within itself, despite its job being surveillance on operating quality systems and executing quality operations controls. Since it is weighed specifically for meeting necessary requirements of inspection and testing as well as control lists, personnel employed within this domain must be fully competent with all knowledge of applicable criteria or specifications along with designs. Constitution of India, I am not going to do this, is different. Everyone has to stop sleeping. This is very important because generally we have been sleeping. Everyone stop sleeping and attempt seriously to achieve reliable quality and reliable coordination, which are required to be my and everyone's friends. Because I and others cannot satisfactorily work in profession without these both domains, for these are not considered absolutely domain but supportive and inclusive ones. Real quality and real coordination we have to be very serious about. These are all friendly domains together for all others. Demanded quality is a question mark here because quality can never be uniform. It depends upon what is specified. You cannot leave me because you are my destiny and nation's destiny as well. And if it is nation's destiny, this means developed destiny for entire world. Others may not do so, but engineers shall have to handle. That's the point. That's the important point. Engineers shall have to handle these both domains successfully without causing any problems. We require to establish both domains permanently in engineering profession and also other walks of life. Health profession comes first for purpose of survival, followed by engineering profession for sake of works of development. Have active quality performing in applications, quality in SHE sufficiently, real quality engineering and reliable coordination engineering. Approach on following points: a requirement, contract studies, encouragement for all professionals, understanding thoroughly scope of contract, which is must, working designs based on basics designs, a must, manufacturing procedures, a must, construction procedures for every significant activity, a must, continuously to do assessment for works, consideration for quality goals in all works. हाथ में लगी होगी उसके, पैर में लगी है तो कहाँ मिल गया वो? तो कैसे आएगा जब पर? अच्छा ठीक है. These are brief points I tried to share with you because I am not going to pull on this one very long. I have on the file here. No joke. Requirement. Do not fear. Speak up clearly. Your job is not fearing. Don't think what your client would say, what your owner would say. This is your responsibility. You are qualified for that. And it is your responsibility. You have to do this. You have to take care of system. You have to take care of your own mind. You have to take care of your performance. Don't think that others will force you. Don't come under force being professional. You have to come under force only within limits, not unlimitedly. The specification is your own. Either you design that one or somebody else designed that one. Same way design is there, you designed else one design. And whatever you have to do, industrial practice, industry first to be, means you should know what is that. Means you should inform. Information must reach, you can say, to a person who is directly on front, not design, on front of working on performance. And this is very important. That's why I say, do not keep silent. No means. And that means you have to think yourself you are working not just by mind but mind power. And that mind power, you say, power of soul, which works, which impacts your performance, which impacts upon everything you have been doing. And if your power of soul doesn't work, I'm not going to talk a lot about soul this time because already 1 hour is over. But power of soul is your free service. Nature provides. You are not going to pay anything, just like you are not going to pay anything for sun rays, you are not going to pay anything for wind force, you are not going to pay anything for rain force. And this means nature has so kind, universe is so kind to you. You have been given a power which computer cannot provide you with. You yourself have got a natural integrated computer with you, and that computer must be used. Don't think that only speed is required. Speed is not required. The accuracy is required. You cannot simply say it is artificial intelligence. I should say artificial intelligence very, very small because it is artificial. Natural intelligence is very powerful because it is linked to supreme, linked to universe. Natural is only linked to data available. You are not dealing with data, you are going to deal with yourself. And that is yourself, doesn't mean personally, professionally. I am talking that one. And that is very, very important part. This part we should be clear about because of so many issues we are handling this. We should be clear about this. Life is not a joke, profession is not a joke. If you are a professional, you are supposed to be responsible, you are supposed to be, working in a way it should be. It should be visible that you are using mind, not simply you are going on. You can say, I have got this trying, I'm doing accordingly. If you feel something's there, you can raise question, you can pinpoint that one. And if you want to change something in a way, procedure, you have every right with agreement with all responsible or stakeholders. I'm going to change this and it should meet quality procedures, because there can be many methods for one activity to be carried out, provided system is okay, specifications are met, requirements are met, time is saved, cost is saved. And that's called, you may say it's valuation of your value engineering. If you can save time, it's called value engineering. If you can save material, it's value engineering. And you can say you can save budget also, and you can give better performance, and also by your way others can learn. Lessons must be learned. As much as learning you can provide, you provide, because you are not just an engineer, you are working for universe on earth, and for using in a best way, optimum way, natural source which is available within earth. That point we should keep in mind. You are not just a bound person that you have to go on this track. That doesn't work in engineering. That's why we say working designs are required, shop drawings are required, because drawings are schematic and we have to convert them to working standards, and those working drawings must be clearly understood by everybody. Information must be there, revision can be there, but they should know, who are in front of working, what is to be done for whatever work. And that is really wonderful. If you know that, if you do that, that is very good point. I cannot explain everything in one day because of so many reasons. I have been uploading on YouTube my past videos, which are around 2000. I just finished 176, and it takes time, of course. Meanwhile, Facebook has removed all these videos. I don't know why they did this, but memory issues there, cost of memory maybe. But I am now sure I have taken all records for me, which is very cumbersome. Of course, I had to put a lot of money on that, but record me, I could not waste my more than 3600 hours just for waste. Why I should waste? And that's why I'm saying, means this is quality, means you start, let them start, then so I'm removing them. This is incompetence, in commitment, and this is also a part of quality. You can say you cannot do whatever you said. I'm not criticizing anybody, I'm just informing that you have to train yourself. Nobody shall train you. Self-training on quality, self-training on coordination, and you have got immense power in your waves, in your soul. You cannot see them, but you can see if you can concentrate. If you try to concentrate, maybe in vision you can see whatever is to be done. That is very important point. In my title I have taken all this, and important point is we have to take care of time, we have to take care of wealth, we have to take care of knowledge, and we have to take care of light. Maybe you say what you are talking, I'm saying TWKL it is, should be abbreviation form. T stands for time, which is beyond our controls. And then we can wealth. Wealth is also beyond our control, because nature has given us everything on earth. We only extract that one. And also knowledge. For these purposes, time, wealth, or what performance, knowledge is basic requirement. And when you do good everything, you feel enlightened, You think I done something good, I developed something, and that is light, you can say. So these 4 points are, of course you cannot find them in book form, but in book form time is there, cost is there, quality is there, but we are talking of something else, how we can achieve them. Everybody has experience, everybody is different. Soul and work are related, that is what I understand now. Nobody taught me this one and nobody shall teach us, because you cannot evidently say this is my soul. I can say this is my head, this is my heart, and this is my this, but nobody can say I was sleeping and I saw my soul or souls of fun. People would laugh on this, but I least bother if you laugh. I least bother if you criticize. You can have every authority to so to do what? Facts cannot be denied. These facts must be clearly understood. Power of soul is your power, power of engineering is your power, power of quality is your power. If you give quality work, people say, oh, this person is very nice, this person is advanced in quality, this person can understand what is flexibility, what is rigidity, this person knows everything. And that is the important point we have to think about all time. Life is that way, it goes on moving and moving, but it should be understood first. Being an engineer, if you can understand, if you deliver quality in all ways, you can find good country, good vision, because it depends upon human how you want to work. Means one is typical work where nobody cares, but one is no, I am spending my time, I have been responsible, I have been given this responsibility, and I am committed to do this work. That way you can say something is good, something is important. And if you say no, I am not interested, I will do only what drawing says and what this document says, and I will do my way, well, I think that's not a good sign. We have to be committed. Commitment is very important. It's not because I'm getting salary, it's question of responsibility, and that responsibility must be met properly. And let me see what time now is, because I cannot go. I'll talk to you later on, because of this. Sometime problem with this. My mouse. Sometimes there's a problem here, and we have to see this one. So okay, let us say 1 hour 21 minutes. I should not go further. Let's close this now. I'll see you again with more information.